All right, let's quickly introduce our panelists for the day. We've got Tehseen Poonawalla, who is the founder of the IndianGovernment.com. He's going to be speaking on the government perspective. Samit Patra, member from the BJP. Lloyd Matthias joins us from Bangalore. He's a marketing expert, and we will be joined by Gopal Krishna, who is the convener of Toxic Watch Alliance in just a bit from Patna. But first, quickly to take you through what the two main significant portions of the company's bill, and the portion that Sachin Pilot was referring to earlier on corporate social responsibility basically says that companies will now have to spend at least 2% of their average net profit on CSR. Now, what companies are these? Well, all those which are worth 500 crores or more, those which have a revenue of 1,000 crores or more, and those which have a net profit of 5 crores or more. And the company, it also says that companies should give preference to the local areas and the areas around which it operates. And if companies don't spend this, then they do need to explain why. There are lots and lots of issues just on that particular one. So let's quickly first cut across to Lloyd Matthias and ask him. Lloyd, I know that you have a huge problem with that particular corporate social responsibility clause. What's your issue? Isn't it good that companies are finally being made to be also to take a part in social causes and contribute to that?
No, I think firstly, I kind of welcome the new companies bill. I think it was long overdue. But I think specifically on mandating a 2% spend, I think is actually taking it too far. You know, companies fundamentally exist for, to make profit and to satisfy their stakeholders. And stakeholders includes employees, includes customers, includes owners, and therefore stakeholders include business associates and obviously society. So a company is not divested from the society it operates in. So I think in that sense it is positive, and therefore even the 2% mandate I have no issue with. But I think putting rules about serving it in specific sectors or actually using that 2% CSR in a localized area, I think that's where you're introducing elements of the old license Raj. I think therefore leave it open to companies. So the directionally, I think spending 2% of net profit on CSR is positive, but I think leaving it open is something that will actually result possibly more proactively. And I think smart companies are going to use it in a very positive sense.
Okay, all right. I'm just going to let Tehseen respond to that. Samit, I know you wanted to make a point on the CSR.
No, I just believe that
is the government abdicating its responsibility to
surely it is like the camel putting its heap on the back on some other place. I mean it's like shifting the responsibility. It is the government's responsibility to feed the people. It's the government's responsibility. Tomorrow we are celebrating the 67th independence year, in fact, and it's very essential for the country to know the fact that the government has to provide education, the government has to provide food, and the government has to look after the people. It is almost that the government is abdicating of its responsibility. It is trying to shift the focus towards the corporate players.
First of all, in fact, that some of I just want to quickly read out a couple of tweets that have come in. Nikhil Pava has written in saying, how can you force people or companies to be charitable? It should be their choice. Create tax incentives for CSR, but don't force.
First of all, on the eve of Independence Day, I'd like to wish all your viewers a very happy Independence Day in advance. And on this day, it's commendable that the government brought in such a legislation. Now, let me get to the points and let me clear the wheat from the chaff. And the BJP is a master in rumor mongering. So let me clear the wheat from the chaff. Point number one, it is the government's responsibility to feed people and education. Nobody's taking away from that. That's for the right to education, the food security bill. I don't want to divert there. I have the unique position of both being an entrepreneur and somebody who runs an NGO. As an entrepreneur, I often go to my government for subsidies for, even for example, media, get subsidized spectrum, get subsidized land. I often go to my government. That is one form of public-private partnership. What is the government doing here? Today, no government in the world can eliminate poverty or can eliminate all kinds of suffering totally. What is the government doing here? The government is proposing another kind of public-private partnership, where the government is requesting you to contribute in the welfare of the society. Now, please understand, this is not just a welfareistic measure. This is an investment into your own people. India has roughly about 300 million middle-class citizens by the world standards in a population of 1.2 billion. If companies start investing within their own people, you're going to create a larger base. Most private companies pander to middle-class citizens. Therefore, you're expanding your own market base. Now, quickly, once more to clear the wheat from the chaff from what the gentleman earlier said. Localization is preferable. It is not compulsory. Please read the rules before, again, rumor mongering. Second thing, this is, in fact looks at ending the license Raj, because this is voluntarily self-disclosure on the websites of the company. This is not that the government will come and check what you're doing. So this is voluntary disclosure. In fact, the minister goes on to explain in his Google chat that please understand this time there will be no license charge. Nobody will be checking it. They will be good. They're just like there are good politicians and bad politicians. There are good corporates and bad corporates. It is self-disclosure.
Samit.
I just think a single line, no wheats and no chaffs, but single line that it's almost like the government says, I'll be corrupt and you'll be charitable.
This is